Why did Palka get tossed out of the game?
I guess he was grumbling a little bit too much for the umpire's liking. There's a lot of that going on today, so tough day for everybody. Scott got hurt early, and then it just a tough, long day. So he was a little more vehement than he needed to be. I think he said what he was talking to Michael, but that's normally the way it goes unless I'm in someone's face. It's he said, she said. So anyway, fortunately at that point we looked like at least we were in good shape game-wise. So anyway, there was a lot more to talk about than that. That's for damn sure. Santiago was command-wise wasn't the guy he was last time, and that's part of the deal. He needs to have good command. It wasn't his best day as far as that goes. The bullpen was great. Wimmers was pitching good. Malatakis was very good, and I thought we got all sorts of people with RBIs and hits, and just a nice day offensively for darn near everybody. But the bases loaded double from Haig was obviously huge, and then to build on that. So after losing the first one, coming back and getting two, that's a good thing. And get ready for Norfolk, who's playing real well, and keep chasing these guys from Lehigh. So a good day, a long day, but a good day.
Haig's already obviously got a league MVP. He looks many times this season like that MVP type player. How important has it been to have a guy like that in the lineup every single day?
Well, his consistency is something that you rave about because he really hasn't been a streaky guy, and he's there every day, and that's part of what being a veteran is, and knowing the game the way he does, and knowing himself the way he does, and it's great to have guys that get hot, and to have him in the lineup. But he's never really had, knock on wood, a cold streak. And I think it's about his approach. He'll take a base hit to right. He's not swinging for the fences all the time. He does a lot of things to get big hits and drive in big runs. And it's not always a double with the bases loaded. It just happened to be today. And, you can learn a lot from a guy like that. And, he hasn't shown quite the power that we saw.
Speaking of the umpiring, it looks kind of like a Ken Kaiser appreciation day out there a little bit.
Well, I don't want to get into all that. I mean, there were disagreements, quite a few disagreements today, but they got a job to do. We've got a job to do. And
what was your experience with Ken?
I had almost none. Yeah. I know who he was. I probably watched him like you guys did as much as anything. Been a bad week for losing people, and was surprised to hear that when I came in, and didn't really realize his roots here and until KJ, our clubhouse guy, mentioned it to me and talked to me about all the wonderful players and baseball people he brought in here. And sometimes if you're not here locally, those are the kind of things you don't hear, and they're the best things. And in the end, okay, you were a good umpire, great, but in the end, character matters to me. And if you're doing stuff and working with this and that, that's a good thing. So it sounds like we lost a really good man who, unfortunately, I didn't have the pleasure to know.
Hector attributed maybe a little bit of the rough start to an extra day off. Do you think that played?
Oh, he knows himself better than I do. We're just trying to facilitate him rehabbing and getting himself back to Minnesota. I know they had an extended side that they wanted to work on some things in Minnesota. We weren't privy to that. So whatever the game plan is with him, other people are doing it, and we've had a chance to watch him, and you start formulating opinions about him, but we haven't seen him to the extent that the major league people have. And the only thing I know is he's got to be, he doesn't spend any time in the middle of the plate, and he knows that, and he's got to have the inside corner. He's got to be able to locate there, and he's been off probably a little too much. One outing, very much so. 2 outings ago, he was really good. And I was anxious to see that if he could repeat it, and he could today. But it's there, and whether it's the extra day, I don't know. We'll see what they want to do, and in 5 days we'll know something about what their plans are for him.
How much do you pay attention to Lehigh Valley down the stretch?
Oh, you always do. People say, no, we're going to take care of ourselves. Well, that's true. We lose 10 in a row, and it's not going to matter a whole lot what they do. So you got to take care of business, and we know, unlike last year, we're not going to see them for 5 games at the end of the season. So there's no more heads up stuff with them. So yeah, I pay 90% of the attention to this club and 10% to them, maybe 8% to them, 2% to Scranton. Stranger things have happened, so we got a lot of time left with Scranton.
Yeah, well, you got 8 more against
Yeah,
Scranton.
yeah. So, but we just, play well here. We've got a big road trip coming up, and then finish up in the division and see how we do.
Next time you put on a jersey, you'll be the Rochester Plates.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah. And so I was talking about that tomorrow. I've eaten at darn near every restaurant in town here. There are some great restaurants here. I mean, I've had a blast, and I guess I consider myself a bit of a foodie, but I have not had the pleasure of having Nick's garbage plate. I believe I have fixed myself many garbage plates over the years. I think in college we all fixed ourselves lots, but I think tomorrow, in honor of that, I might have to stop by and have lunch and see what's what.
The response to that was so overwhelming, not just locally but nationally. I mean, were you caught at all by that? Of just, whoa, where did that come from?
No, well, I had to find out the roots of it all, and apparently different restaurants here in town that serve some facsimile of it or whatever, but it was originated right here around the corner, and I see Nick's. I come to the ballpark a lot of times that direction, so I had never stopped in there to have one, and I always have something else I'm targeting on the menu, even if it's at Nick's. But now it's gotten so much publicity. Now I have to. I mean, I can't leave here without having one. So I told some people that asked me about it yesterday, come see me tomorrow night or the next day, and I'll tell you what I think. So, anyway, it reminds me of in Pittsburgh, Permani Brothers is a big deal, and that's a unique kind of sandwich, and people are excited about that. I wasn't quite as excited about Permani Brothers as I hope I am about the garbage plate, but we'll see.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike.
Okay.